police! Get down on the police! What are you looking for? You're making a big mistake. He's only a kid.
Dad, I haven't done anything.
This is a pleasure, man. I'm really a fan of your work.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The first thing that I noticed, because I'm a huge fan of this style of shooting, and I love your movie, Boiling Point. I truly loved it. One of my favorite movies from last year. Why choosing this kind of style? Because you're also co-creator of this show. You also wrote part of the script. So why choosing this kind of style of shooting as an actor? I don't want to know as a creator, as an actor. This is an easier way to perform and to keep rolling with your character?
It's a great question. I think that the joy of performing this way and being a part of this process is, to me, it marries both disciplines. So you have the liveness and the kind of energy and the vibrancy that you have with theatre, and that kind of collective consciousness of a company and all of us going on the same journey together. And, you know, as soon as he says action, we're immersed in that process together. But then it also has the truthfulness and the authenticity and the naturalism of film and television work. So, you know, it has to be small, it has to be minuscule, it has to be believable. So it's the beautiful kind of gift of both of those. Being able to perform like that with both of those disciplines is unique, and it also really, what it does, and without trying to sound pretentious, you know, you're kind of, it's the most zen I've ever been as a performer, because like a sportsman or sportswoman, do you know what I mean, anyone within that kind of, that industry, you hear them speak about being in the flow, and being in the zone, and with respects to this particular way of working, you're immediately in the zone together, and you go, it's like we're like a football team. Do you know what I mean? We all know what each other has to do, and we pass the ball to each other, and we go and we play, and we have just such a wonderful experience. And it's that you're kind of driven by the excitement and the fear of not wanting to get things wrong, but then in the same respect, you know, you're completely immersed within the character, and everything you do, you believe in, because you're so present. You're so present and so in the moment. It's beyond. You know what I mean?
One of the underlying themes in this beautiful 4-episode show, it's how we manage violence, how a kid manage violence, how you as a father manage violence, and that fine line, there's this thin line between being protective with no violence and use violence as a protection. How do you find this and be so sensitive and be so borderline? Because I saw myself in your character as a father, and what I will do in that situation to protect my family, to use or to not use violence. And also we see adolescents with using violence on their own way.
Yeah, I think that was what that was one of the major things we wanted to put across within the character, is the complexities of being a father. Do you know what I mean? The difficulties that can bring, and the joys, and especially with respect, I think you're talking about episode 4, where, you know, the kids have sprayed the van, and if, you know, you put yourself in that situation, it would be horrific. You know, you're trying to keep a lid on it, but yet you're gonna get angry. You're gonna have this explosion of anger, because it's your livelihood. Do you know what I mean? That's being questioned. That's being like, well, they vandalized it basically. Do you know what I mean? So when he finds that, when he gets hold of that boy, is what he realizes in himself as well is the capabilities that he has, but he puts a lid on it. So you know, you want to throttle the kid, but it's also in many ways he's kind of, it's all of that pent up anger and aggression that he's had from the very moment when his son is arrested. Because when he's in the police cell and when he's in the incident room and he's being questioned, there's all of those things of embarrassment and shame. Do you know what I mean? That he's in this situation, because Eddie says, I've never been in a police station before. He's never been in that situation. Do you know what I mean? He's not from that background. He's a hard-working man. He's from a working-class family, and you know, they've never been in trouble with the law in any way, shape, or form. So when he goes into that situation, by the time we see him in that final piece where he grabs hold of that boy, when he sees it's him, all of that anger that he's had from the very beginning, when we were there, when the police came through the door, all of that pent up anger and frustration and aggression comes out in that one moment, you know what I mean? But he still manages to keep a lid on it, to stop himself from doing anything really drastic, do you know what I mean? And it's just that kind of lashing out in that one particular moment. And he picks his bike up and he throws his bike, do you know what I mean?
Stephen, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for your time and thank you for offering your talent. This is a great show.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.